back to Demigod Debut. I'm Mal, Medusa apologist and longtime Percy Jackson fan.
And I'm Julie, Percy Jackson newbie and Medusa sympathizer.
Yeah.
We're on the same wavelength.
You gotta be.
Show Medusa?
You gotta be.
Oh my god, so hot.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get into it. You think she's hot in this? You should watch Black Sails. Anyway, so this is a podcast about Julie watching the Percy Jackson show for the first time, season 1, episode 3. How we feeling?
You know what? I'm watching the first minute or two of it, and it's only been a week, and I completely forgot how much of a baby voice Percy has. I'm like, that is a baby.
Yeah. He's an infant.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, he's going through all of this shit. He's a baby. A baby.
No, I know. I'm like, how do these gods look at these children and not think hey, these are infants.
What are we doing?
We should find someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my first notes that I have is on his voice crack that he has in the attic, and I'm like, oh, he's so itty bitty.
Such a baby.
He's such a baby. And the attic is so creepy. I would not be going up there.
I hated it.
I mean, fantastic. I don't know. Is it called set design for a TV show? I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I'm just like, this feels like a creepy lived-in attic, and I love it. I think it's great. And so, yeah, we get our prophecy. We only get half of our prophecy, which is interesting and confused the hell out of me the first time I saw this. I was like, wait, we only got 2 lines. There's 4 lines of the prophecy. So I thought that was an interesting choice. I don't know. Did you have any thoughts on the choice to split it up?
Not that choice, but did it come to him as Gabe in the book?
It did.
Okay, see, we've discussed this.
Right, the goldfish memory. It's fine. It was Gabe and his poker buddies.
Right. Okay, I totally do have the worst memory in the world because I was like, oh, I don't remember this. In my defense, that was a long time ago.
That was 2 years ago. So, if anything, the fact that you remember any of the characters' names is a miracle.
It's impressive.
Yeah. Then, so we get 2 lines of the prophecy from Green Smoke Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to what Grover later refers to as a selection ceremony, where Percy is selecting his quest companions.
Very weird. I
do feel like this makes more sense than it did in the book. Because in the book, Chiron's just yeah, Grover's gonna go with you because he needs to redeem himself. But then also another person has already volunteered, and that's Annabeth. But if everybody is after glory, wouldn't everybody be volunteering? So it does make sense that Percy would have to choose, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm surprised they would give him a choice, honestly. And Chiron wouldn't pick.
That is also true.
But
because he doesn't really know anyone at this point.
Right.
You're standing around in this circle of people, and Clarice is there, Luke is there, Annabeth is there. We don't know anyone else who's there.
Mm-hmm.
So, it makes sense that his answer is immediately Annabeth, before Chiron can even get the words out.
Right.
And I do feel like this is the slowest he will ever pick Annabeth in his life.
Fair.
Every other time, he won't even need to say the words. It's just understood that Percy is taking Annabeth. And I love that he gives his reasoning as, if you needed someone to push me down a flight of stairs to make the quest succeed, we would need someone to do that, right? Because I think this is still true about Annabeth. Annabeth would still do that. If she knew he was going to be okay,
she would 100% do that.
She would absolutely push him down a flight of stairs.
Duh. Easiest decision she'd ever make.
Right. She's like, okay, he's not gonna die. Down the stairs he goes. And then he goes to get Grover, the 3rd member of his quest. And it's just very sweet. It's very sweet. And it's not until this moment that they tell us the last 2 lines of the prophecy, about being betrayed by one who calls you a friend. And I think it's very sweet, given that we had a quote-unquote betrayal from Grover already this season, but Percy is still I trust Grover enough to bring him on this quest, Just, they're the best friends of all time, and I love them so dearly.
They're adorable.
And I hope a little bit that show Percy is a better friend to Grover than book Percy.
You know what? That is so fair. Because it's not great.
Yeah. Oh, and God, I wrote this in a weird order. watching Percy pick his quest companions makes me think of season 2 and Clarice picking her quest companions,
Mm.
because like Clarice in the Sea of Monsters is alone. Like she can't get anyone to come with her on her quest. And so I wonder if that is still going to be the case or if there are going to be half-bloods with her, you know?
Have we met Selena yet in the show?
We have not. And that is a topic of much conversation online because they have, they being people involved with the show, namely like Becky Riordan on Threads, they've said that in a TV show format, it's very difficult to cast characters who are going to be important later for like little one-off roles early on.
Mhm.
And so people are all up in arms about like, you have to introduce Selena and Beckendorf and everybody else like before they become important, otherwise we're not going to care about them. And I'm like, no, if the writing is good, you could introduce them 2 minutes before they die and I will care about them, you know?
Right. And it's not like you don't know who they are.
Right.
Like, a lot of people who are watching the show are already invested because they've read the books.
Right. And you can also have Percy like drop a line about like, oh, or like Tyson, Beckendorf is helping me make this shield. Like, mention the names. And you know, I don't know. I think the show is doing a good job to me so far. So I trust them. And also I'm kind of like whatever happens happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are some limits to the TV show industry that like kind of make their way over into the
Right.
world of the plot and you just have to kind of live with it. Like people were also all up in arms because they were like, yeah, we're probably not going to see Rachel at the Hoover Dam because you can't cast someone to be Rachel like for a later season that's like not even guaranteed, right? And people were like, well, we need to see Rachel. And I was like, literally, we don't. Like, we really, really don't. Like, Rachel can just show up at school in Battle of the Labyrinth. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, tangent. Basically, to everyone who is disappointed, it's cool to be disappointed, but also, sometimes you just gotta be like, man, that sucks, and move on. Otherwise, you're robbing yourself of joy. Anyway, so we have Percy talking about trusting Grover and needing someone that he can trust, whatever, because somebody's going to betray him. And then the betrayal happens, which is very funny to me because immediately Luke comes in with his box of shoes. And like, what a weird shoebox. I don't know. I'm like, it should look a little more shoeboxy to me, but you know, he asked Percy how much money he got, and Percy says $200. And now in the book, Percy gets $100 of like mortal money.
Inflation.
And I did look it up on usinflationcalculator.com
Uh-huh.
because I was like, you know, something that costs $100, how much would that cost today? And actually, the gods are keeping up with inflation because apparently something that was $100 in 2005 would be about $165 now.
Okay.
So we're actually beating inflation, though I do think the gods are still cheap. Because I also thought the $100 was them being cheap.
Yeah.
Like, give the children more money. Also, Percy gets 20 drachmas in the book. It does not seem like he gets 20 drachmas in this bag. I counted 12.
It did seem a little light. I will say that.
And then he has no money. And then Luke offers him this ratty ass pair of Converse when he is very clearly a Vans kid. But he's nice about it because his mom raised him to be polite, and he tells Luke that they're interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the laces like become the wings is so satisfying to me.
I did not like it.
No?
It freaked me out. I have to be totally honest with you.
Too snake adjacent, or what was the problem?
I guess it was because they were like too realistic, and it was like, ugh, like why does it look so real? I'm like, ugh, I'm gonna be sick.
Did Medusa's hair bother you?
See, no, it didn't. It was the feathers. I did not like the feathers.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, like her hair, no, but something about the feathers. Just
Huh. That's so interesting. Also, Percy tells Luke that he thought about choosing him for the quest, but ultimately didn't because he thought that Luke would take Annabeth's side over his, based on what Luke said last episode. And I don't know, I think that's interesting because would he?
hmm.
Because Like, he's obviously sabotaging this quest, but it also feels like most of the ways he tries to sabotage this quest are not meant to hurt Annabeth.
Right.
So, which I mean, I guess I don't know is choosing Annabeth's side in a way. But then I'm like, would he just be there trying to convince Percy and Annabeth to join his side?
Would he just like kill Percy
Or
somewhere random?
and then like if he kills Percy early, what does Annabeth think about that, you know?
Yeah.
I need someone to write a fanfic in which it is Percy, Luke, and Annabeth on this quest and
Hmm.
just explore this because I don't really have an answer, but I'm very interested in it.
Yes.
Like, not to erase Grover because I love Grover, but
I love Grover so much.
I know he's so cute. Mr. Singing preschool songs to keep us all together. Love him.
That was funny.
More on that later. We also we get a very cute moment where Annabeth is like saying goodbye to Thalia's tree. And Percy, of course, has to ruin it
Dumb.
by saying, she's really gonna miss that tree, huh? And then talking about how Thalia met a pine cone's fate when Annabeth's like, she met a hero's fate. Like, Percy, stop talking.
Like, I get saying, oh, she's really gonna miss that tree when you don't know the story, but then, like, making, like, the
Right.
joke after? Percy. No.
Too soon, Percy.
Too soon.
Like, honestly, we might not even need Luke on this quest. I think Annabeth should have just killed him right
Yeah,
then and there.
right there.
What a guy. What a fascinating guy Percy Jackson is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love that Annabeth is like, okay, so do exactly what I say and like maybe you'll live. And then Percy's like, does she think she's in charge? Yes.
Who else would be in charge?
Absolutely, she's in charge. Are you kidding me? The annoying 12-year-old girl is always in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the rules with hanging out with an annoying 12-year-old girl, you know?
True.
And that's annoying, parentheses, affectionate. I love Annabeth Chase so dearly. Then we get sort of an epic Grover monologue situation where he's talking about like how epic quests are, and they're driving through New York, and they like look up at the Empire State Building, and it's all very epic and cool. And then they get out on a street that is
Not.
very clearly not New York. And then they go to a port authority that, much like the Met, is like almost correct,
Yeah.
but is not. Like, it's missing the chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, I have never seen, number one, Port Authority look that clean. Number two, that few people around.
The first time I walked into Port Authority, it was like within weeks of moving there. Then I had to take a bus to Binghamton. And there were pigeons flying around on the lower level just because they flew in from outside and they're just flying inside. And I'm like, okay, this is.
People always ask me, why'd you move back to New York? And I'm like, I just love the ambiance.
Yeah.
The pigeons inside. Yeah. Also, that was probably the most calm Port Authority ever was, because that would have been like July 2020.
Yeah, August, I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because we moved in July. So, yeah, wow. Wild.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, immediately after this, like, epic story of how, like, important quests are and how we're shaping the world, whatever, immediately we're on a bus and there's a butt in our face coming out of the bathroom. So, like, you know, very epic. It feels very, like, social media versus real life
Yes.
or whatever. Like, you're like, wow, this is so amazing. Like, I just, I ran the Chicago Marathon. And just made my like Instagram post about it to be like, wow, I had such a great time in Chicago, except for the last 8 miles when I was like considering just walking off the course and being like, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, nothing is ever as magical as you tell the stories of it after, you know?
Mm-hmm.
In the moment, everything is always a little more sucky than
So true.
you then talk about. So, anyway. Yeah, so our bus pulls into a gas station. Annabeth is going to go get out and get them snacks. Percy wants to vote on it. Annabeth is not about that. And Percy says she doesn't get to decide that we don't vote. And to that I say, stop being a fascist, Annabeth. And then Grover sings his silly little song. And I love this silly little song. I think it is so fun. The road's getting bumpy. and I've got me some friends who just can't get along. Oh dear. Honestly, I feel like sometimes being cringe is a uniter for other people,
Yeah.
you know?
So they can like work together to make fun of you.
Right, exactly. Like sometimes if you want to be the mediator, you have to be sort of cringe and silly so that they can band together against you, you know?
Yeah.
But Grover is unfortunately like too genuine in this almost that it just doesn't work.
He's so cute.
But it also does kind of work because Percy does agree to let Annabeth go inside,
Mhm.
where she immediately tries to get a good grade in picking out snacks, something that is normal to want and possible to achieve. I still have no idea what these candies she's looking at are. Like, is it gumballs?
Yeah, like that sounds. I'm sorry, that's a horrible snack. Gumballs. A horrible snack.
Right. I'm like, these don't even seem like a good snack. It's the problem.
Like they didn't look appetizing at all.
No. Also, she was like chips and soda. And then like why are you looking at gumballs?
Yeah.
Eyes on the prize, girly pop.
Now fruit snacks, great snack choice. Like gummies,
Yes.
great.
Is that your go-to like gas station snack?
Well, for the most part, yes, unless I want something like salty.
Mm,
Then like I usually go for I usually don't have like a go-to salty snack because I don't want anything that leaves like a residue on my fingers.
yeah.
Like even like Chex Mix sometimes leaves like a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what my go-to salty, but I do like the Welch's fruit snack.
Those are good.
The island fruits flavor though.
Ooh. See, I love an M&M, plain or peanut. I love
I only like mini M&Ms. Like they're way
I
better.
also love mini M&Ms. It's a better candy to chocolate ratio for
Yeah.
sure. I also my go-to salty snack is like cheddar jack Cheez-Its, but those definitely leave like residue on my fingers.
Oh, goldfish. Goldfish isn't
Oh,
bad.
I love a goldfish.
Yeah.
I also really like cheddar jack goldfish.
Mm.
Big cheddar jack gal,
Mhm.
apparently. I also like those Dots pretzels. You know those?
Oh yeah.
Those are good.
Drink of choice is right now the pink slush Alani. That's my favorite.
Mmm, delicious.
So good.
I love a Diet Dr. Pepper. I love a Gatorade Zero because I don't like when my drinks taste sticky.
Mmm.
So, diet drinks.
What's your go-to Gatorade flavor?
Lemon lime.
I like Glacier Freeze. That's my favorite.
Mmm, also a good one.
The light blue.
Notice how none of the things that we said are gumballs.
No, because you have to spit it out after.
Are these real
Are you pulling it up?
gumballs? Okay, what I looked up, because they're like big oof gumballs. When I looked it up, the first thing that comes up is from r/Camp Half Blood on Reddit. I don't think that they're real.
Mm.
Like, they just made up a candy. She also, from what I can see, oh yeah, a lot of the things coming up are Percy Jackson. Like a TikTok about, yeah. Okay, so she also doesn't even pick up any blue ones, which is whack.
Fred Far.
I do enjoy the way that exposition is given to us in this episode, where you kind of have Grover narrating things as they happen, like when he's talking about how monsters find you, and you're sort of seeing Annabeth clock the Fury in the shop. I also just think he's like, monsters smell different things, and Percy's like, they smell fear. That's bees. Like, it's just clown to clown communication happening between Percy and Grover here, and I love it. And then it's very interesting how Annabeth sits down invisibly behind Mrs. Dodds and has a whole conversation. And also, once again, leave Thalia out of it because she's like, oh, if Thalia had been better at her job, maybe a family of squirrels wouldn't be. What? Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
What the hell?
Like, why is everyone coming for Thalia?
Yeah.
She did nothing except for die.
So rude.
What else is important here? It's also sort of wild to me that Mrs. Dodds is like, oh, you might be the most formidable demigod child alive. Like, she hasn't left camp since she was 7 years old. How do the monsters know that she's formidable or good at anything at this point?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then she offers to take Percy off of Annabeth's hands because he is not going to be an asset in this quest. Which is funny and not true.
So rude.
So, yeah, she's really just hitting all the kids of the big three that we currently know about with some disrespect. And It honestly is a little bit shocking that Annabeth doesn't at least consider this for longer. Like, she very clearly dips out of this conversation as soon as Electo slash Mrs. Dodds gives her this offer.
Mhm.
But at this point, Percy hasn't done anything to endear himself to her. He's fought with her, he's insulted her dead best friend. Like, at this point, she's better than me because at this point, I think I would be like, yeah, you can have him. He sucks.
You know what? Get rid of him.
And I think she would be right for that.
So true.
And then we have a fight on the bus with the Furies. And again, I think the pacing of this fight is kind of weird. Like, it just feels like there's a lot of time between shots in which they're sort of standing around. Like, I don't know, just it's another fight that I don't really feel like has stakes. And I kind of wonder if in making a quote unquote kids show, they were like, we can't make the fight scenes too scary.
Mm,
And so then in doing that, they end up being kind of weirdly slow and like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it also might be that I've watched it too many times at this point, but I'm kind of like, it feels weird. Like, there's no point during this that I actually believe that they're in danger, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if I had to pick one thing that I don't think that the show is doing well, it's like establishing stakes in the fight scenes.
That doesn't bode well for my love of action scenes, does it?
Yeah, it does not. I don't know. I feel like I remember certain scenes towards the end being better, but also maybe I am not remembering correctly. Maybe they do get better. I don't know. We'll have to see. So, after our fight that doesn't really even feel like a fight, they're lost in the woods somewhere in New Jersey, and they're never going to make it to LA, to quote the musical. And Percy basically wants to call camp to come and pick them up. He's like, so what if calling tells them that they made a mistake choosing us? Like, it's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. Come get us. I'm done. And Annabeth tells him that he's part of something much bigger than we can understand right now. And I'm like, is she alluding to the prophecy? Because in the book, she knows it. Does she still know it?
Yeah.
Could be.
She knows everything, let's be honest.
No, she does. And Percy says that they should call her mom because he would call his dad, but they're not really speaking right now because of the lifelong neglect. And like, speaking of lifelong neglect, Annabeth can't call her mom either.
Yeah.
And then we also get he was my protector first at Grover, like drama, hashtag lore, all the things. And then, right as this gets sort of heated, Grover starts smelling burgers and he's like, I have to go. This is relatable to me.
He's a hungry boy. Did they even have time to eat their snacks before the fight? Like,
Probably not.
did Annabeth leave the snacks in the bus?
I don't think she ever bought them. I think she left them on the checkout counter.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure she came back
See?
onto the bus and told them they need to get out of there, and she had no snacks in her hands.
Terrible.
I also just, to come for Grover a little bit here, I guess, he's like, someone is making burgers in the middle of the woods. They must be someone from our world. We should go check it out. Huh? Why do you think that's a good idea? In what world should you ever walk towards the mysterious smell of cooking meat? No! Like,
He was just hungry. Okay.
this could be a Snickers commercial. You're not you when you're hungry. Have a Snickers. You don't make good choices when you're hungry. Have a creepy woods burger. I don't know. So then it's Medusa time. And I think it makes sense to have Annabeth sort of clock that this is Medusa just purely based on the statues. Like, yeah, you're like someone from our world, bunch of statues. It's not that big of a leap to get to Medusa from there.
It took them a while to figure it out in the book, though, didn't it?
Yes, because they were just like, here's this lovely old woman who's making us burgers and has taken us in. And you're just like, guys, get it together. Stop. I don't know. It makes sense to me. It doesn't bother me that they know going in. I think it makes for a much more interesting interaction with Medusa later. I also love that Electo is very scared of her. That's fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a little bit of monster mind games, which is a little more fun than if they had just attacked, Because
Mm-hmm.
she's like, you come in for lunch and you have to kind of suss out, like, can we trust her? Where do we go? Like, what are we doing? Because if it's a fight, it's a fight. You have one choice. But here they have to like actually make a choice. I don't know. It's interesting to me. I love that Percy's like, I'm going with Medusa because my mom said that she's misunderstood. And you know what? Sally Jackson is a girl's girl, and I love that for her. Slay queen.
Yes, 100%.
Also, I just have to say, the actress playing Medusa, Jessica Parker Kennedy, very talented, love her. But every time I see her, my first thought is, hey, it's Sarah Jessica Parker. It's
Oh my god.
just because they share two of the same names.
Hey, 2 out of the 3. That's most of them.
Combine them and you have Sarah Jessica Parker Kennedy, the ultimate actress.
Yeah. It's like one of those Jeopardy categories.
Though Jessica Parker Kennedy could do Carrie in Sex in the City, but I don't know if Sarah Jessica Parker could do Medusa and Percy Jackson, just saying.
No.
How do I turn this into a Carrie Bradshaw-esque um, blog post? You know how all her things are like, and as the season turned to fall, I wondered, like, when would he fall for me? You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, well, something about rock hard, turning to stone. Yeah, that's not good. Anyway, once again, Grover's willing to risk dying because he's hungry. Me too, King. You know, I can't even judge.
So fair.
And then I think we get a very interesting take on Medusa. Where this was going was sort of floating around online before the show came out. And I was kind of like, how do you reclaim Medusa
Mm-hmm.
and make her more than a monster, but then also still kill her in the end?
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that they walk that line pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
but also I do wish we didn't have to kill her, you know?
Yeah.
Because she's kind of a girl boss, and I kind of like her.
Yeah. I was rooting for her during her little speech. I was like, she kind of has a point.
She does kind of have a point, and it's it's very interesting to me how the show allows for the quote unquote villains to like make more points than they were allowed to make in the book. You know, like you listen to her and you're like, what she is saying, and her story is like totally reasonable, and I feel for her. And so you're gonna have us explore like these cycles and the way that like those in power hurt regular people every single day, and like these cycles repeat themselves, and then at the end we're still going to keep this same system of power. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's just I'm interested to see where it goes, because I mean, I don't think that Rick's kind of a coward. He's not going to overthrow Zeus at the end of the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But it also sort of feels like if you're giving us all this sympathy for monsters, and like I feel like we need to overthrow Zeus.
I mean, yes. 100%.
And like obviously the whole issue is like that Kronos is not the right path.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right ideas, wrong execution is Luke's whole thing. But I'm going to be interested to see if they can make it seem satisfying to have the same ending, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get a lot of very interesting parallels here as well that I really like. Like, I enjoy kind of reframing Medusa's interactions with both Poseidon and Athena in a way that sort of mirrors and sheds light on Percy and Annabeth's like interactions with their parents, and also like Percy's mom's interaction with his dad, and like all those things. Like, you know, the way that Medusa literally tells Annabeth, like, I wasn't like you, I was you. Like, I worshipped Athena, and she never gave me the time of day.
Mm-hmm.
And then this other god came and, like, saw me in a way that I've never been seen before. And I just think it's interesting that a son of that same god is about to see Annabeth in a way that no one has ever seen her before. So just, interesting. Soulmates, Your Honor. The way that Annabeth is totally not open to having this conversation is sad, but also true.
Yeah, I didn't love that. I was like, can you like think about it for 2 seconds, babe?
Yeah. I mean, you have to consider that she is 12, and
She doesn't act well though. Like at least she like pretends, puts herself as very wise, or like
yeah.
wise beyond her years. So I'm like, girl, come on.
Yeah. But one of the things that I love about Annabeth is how she like wants to be perceived as being wise and smart and like making these good decisions, and yet she is so driven by her emotions.
Mhm.
Like she is so driven by her jealousy and her desire to be loved, and she's just so precious to me because she doesn't always make the right choice. And in situations like this, she often makes the very wrong choice because I'm like, why are you antagonizing Medusa right now?
Yeah.
What a fascinating girl Annabeth Chase is. I could write essays. And so then, this is the episode of parallels, to be quite honest, because to parallel Annabeth getting an offer from Alecto to betray Percy, Percy also gets his own offer to betray his friends. And I think it is very interesting that she goes about it by bringing up his mom
Mhm.
and talking about how she and Sally are very similar because they were targeted by the same monster, meaning Poseidon. Just it's interesting. And the gods are not coming across as the good guys
No.
here. And it's also very interesting how Medusa tries to convince Percy that Annabeth is going to betray him,
Mhm.
almost as if she knows what the prophecy told him.
Yeah.
And it's also in the same way that it was interesting that Annabeth didn't take the bait, Percy doesn't either. And for somebody who was so concerned that he's going to be betrayed, for him to walk away and not even consider this offer is very interesting. Cuz again, he doesn't even like Annabeth at this point.
Right.
I don't know, maybe if Medusa hadn't lumped Grover in with Annabeth cuz she was like I can take care of your friends for you,
Mhm.
maybe if it was just Annabeth, he would have considered more, but I don't know, probably not. Once again, they're soulmates.
Agreed.
And Percy was right. He didn't think they could ever be friends. Yeah, because they're not supposed to be friends.
Mhm.
They're supposed to be in love. Anyway, I also. Percy is stronger than me because I probably would have accepted Medusa's offer.
To save my mother? Absolutely.
So then, Percy has taken off, and so have the rest of the children, and the box that the shoes were previously in is now open on the table, but Electo is still outside, so the kids have to be in the house somewhere. And, for all the convincing that Medusa just tried to do, to, like, tell us that she is not evil and she's not a monster, she does have what is very clearly a lair with, like, fire stairs and lines of bodies. Like, this is an evil lair. It's an evil lair.
The stairs were so cool, though. I loved those.
Oh, they're awesome. I want them.
Yeah.
I actually think I might install that in the stairs, like going down into the basement where I do the laundry.
There you go.
Because I feel like that would really add something to the laundry doing experience if I can walk down a fire staircase.
Everybody's so warm in the winter. Oh my god.
Crazy. I also love the gag of Grover explaining the plan to them, and as he tells them to listen for him to say Maya, the shoes activate, and he like flies off, and his voice gets quieter and quieter as he flies away. It's funny. I think it's funny.
Impeccable.
So in her sort of quest to find them, it's not really a quest, but it's kind of a quest. Medusa says something that is kind of true about Annabeth and something that I don't feel is true about Percy. But she calls Annabeth the daughter of a self-righteous mother who chose self-righteousness for herself, which, it's kind of true. And then she says that Percy could have shown his father what it means to stand up for someone he loves. But that's sort of what he's doing here in standing up for Annabeth and Grover.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's just a different kind of love.
Right.
Then we put the hat on her and cut her head off. Very impressive that they made this work.
True.
Very disgusting.
Also true.
Honestly, watching him hold nothing is a little bit giving like you were watching a child in acting class try pantomime for the first time. Because it's a little bit like, does he know how big this head is? Does he know how heavy it is? Like, it's just, go king, hold nothing.
Like, the human head is heavy,
How many human heads are you holding?
I would assume. I don't know, if you ever, like, lean your head off of, like, the edge of the bed or something, like, you can feel how heavy it is.
Yeah, heads are heavy. I'm gonna Google it. How heavy is a human head?
Like, the brain is pretty heavy.
How much does your head weigh? The average human head weighs around 5 kilograms or 11 pounds. It is the weight of a bowling ball.
Okay, but like for 12-year-old, like that's heavy.
Yeah.
Also for me, because I was trying to hold like a pumpkin, like at face level, to get a picture. The next day, my arms hurt, like because it took a while to get pictures
Yeah.
that I liked, and I was like, oh my god, that's heavier than you think, especially for a weak 12-year-old or a weak 27-year-old.
He should have held like a green screen bowling ball or something and they just like removed it.
Yeah.
But then also, like, how much money would that cost versus just having him hold nothing? Because it's really not even that bad. It's just a little silly. So, the next sort of scene is him taking the head outside to turn Alecto to stone. And this, again, the parallels are paralleling. This is giving Perseus and Andromeda, which I would assume Annabeth's name is at least partially inspired by Andromeda. Because why would you have both start with Anne? But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she was like tied up to be sacrificed to a sea monster, and he came with Medusa's head and turned the sea monster to stone and saved her. So, her like watching him through this door turn this fury into stone, it's giving Perseus and Andromeda. Not that she needs to be saved, but like in this moment, you know, they are Perseus and Andromeda.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, then we go back to the basement, and Grover has found Uncle Ferdinand.
Rip.
Pour one out for Uncle Ferdinand, just trying to find Pan. And I do like that Grover gets to have like a sad moment about this,
Mm-hmm.
because in the book, he doesn't really. Like, it all sort of happens so fast, but to let him kind of have this sad moment and then sort of have that fuel him getting real with Percy and Annabeth, I
Yeah.
really enjoy. Because, you know, immediately the girlies are fighting, girlies being Percy and Annabeth. So he points out, you know, everything they have going on. And he's like, it should matter to you that Annabeth's hat is the only thing that she has left of her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells Annabeth, like, his mom is still alive. Like, can you imagine how he's feeling? And kind of like makes them see things from the other person's perspective. Because, like, they really do have a lot going on. And it's hard when you're 12 to understand what other people feel.
Mm-hmm.
Then he confronts Percy and says that he never answered Annabeth's question in the woods. And he wants to know, what is Percy so afraid of? And Percy says, because one of you will betray me. And it's giving Jesus just a little bit. And it makes me think of, I don't know if it was a Vine or a TikTok. It's like, one of you will betray me. Is it me, Jesus? No, it's not you. Is it me, Jesus? Is it me, Jesus? That one? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what it kind of reminds me. It was like, one of you will betray me. Is it me, Percy? No. And then Luke being like, is it me, Percy? Is it me, Percy? Anyway,
Oh.
Percy says one of the saddest, most devastating things. He says he chose Annabeth to come on this quest because he didn't believe that they would ever be friends.
Her face. Her face.
Her face! I know! And yeah, you know what? You're not meant to be friends because you're meant to be in love. Thank you.
Yeah.
For the second time. But also, like, there's more to it. It's not just that he didn't think they would be friends, because otherwise he might have taken Clarice.
Right.
It's also that she's competent, and he should tell her that, because she's a girly who likes to know that other people think she's competent, so.
Mm-hmm.
And then him saying that he took Grover because he knew that Grover would be on his side no matter what. Oh, best friends of all time, yet
I
again.
love them.
There's just so much good character stuff in this episode. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I eat it up. Then they talk about how they both had their opportunity to betray each other and didn't, and so that means that they get to be friends now. You know, Annabeth didn't sell him out to the Furies. He didn't sell her out to Medusa. Now we're besties. And as long as the three of us are together, none of us are gonna be alone. I'm crying. Also because Grover's gonna spend a lot of season 2 alone in a Cyclops cave, probably.
I hate it.
And then, iconic scene of all iconic scenes, Percy shipping the head to Olympus. I love him. I'm obsessed with this. It's incredible.
Hilarious.
And you know what? I can't even fault his logic being like, this is what you do with dangerous stuff. You send it back where it came from, like batteries. And we even get the direct quote from the book. Like, the gods are going to see it as impertinent. Well, I am impertinent. What an icon. And then if you look at the box later, it does have the same thing as the in the book where it says like best wishes Percy Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
which I love. And I love that Percy's also like, in a way, this is almost tribute or it's a giant middle finger to the gods, but sure.
Honestly, I support it.
Honestly, after everything that's happened just in this episode alone, I'm already like, the gods suck, overthrow them, and it's been 3 episodes, so. And then to close us out, Percy kind of, sort of, tries to sing the consensus song, but he very clearly does not know the words to the song. He's got, oh golly, the road's getting bumpy, and then he just goes, consensus!
Same.
That's me when I've heard a song one time and it's catchy. I'm like, consensus! And there's a final scene of this episode. And fun fact, this is the only scene that I knew going into the episode was going to happen. I didn't know what it was exactly, but I didn't get to watch this episode right when it came out because I was at dinner with my family. And so I had turned off my phone at dinner, so I didn't see any spoilers. But then I had to turn my phone back on to like get on and watch the episode. And I was like, I'm not going to read any texts. But one did pop up from my friend Sydney, who's been on the pod. We love her very dearly. And she was like, Lin-Manuel Miranda jump scare. And I was like, what? Because, like, I knew he was in it, but I didn't know he was going to be in it this early.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we had figured out, based on, like, pictures that had come out, that he was going to be in the Lotus Casino, just based on, like, vibes of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a surprise. And again, this man does not know the words to this song because he kind of gives us a New York City as he's delivering the box with Medusa's head to Olympus. Just incredible work. I love that Lin-Manuel Miranda's here. I think it's hilarious.
Such an interesting casting.
Such an interesting casting. And you know what? I have told this story on the podcast before, but I'm going to tell it again because it is immediately relevant. So, okay, picture this. You are me. It is November the 7th, 2022. It is the Monday after the New York City Marathon, and I am spending all day basically watching TikToks of people who have run this marathon, and I'm like, this looks kind of fun. I would like to do this. Okay? At this point, I could not run more than 2 miles. I was not a runner, but I was like, this looks fun. And so, as I'm like thinking, I kind of want to do this, all of a sudden, they drop the casting. Lin-Manuel Miranda as Hermes in the Percy Jackson TV show. And it was one of those things that was just like so out of left field that all of a sudden I was like, I think anything might be possible. Because, like, number one, we didn't know Hermes was going to be in season 1 of Percy Jackson. Why would he be? He's not in the first book.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, Lin-Manuel Miranda? Like, it was just so random that I was like,
This might as well happen.
anything is possible. This might as well happen, and I might as well
Mm-hmm.
run a marathon. And now I have run 3.
About
So,
to be 4.
thank you to Lin-Manuel Miranda. About to be 4. I'm about to run my second New York City Marathon. Thanks to this man. Lin-Manuel Miranda. And also the casting team for the Percy Jackson show. So, every time I see him in this show, I have a little giggle because I'm like, is that really why I started running? No. Did it contribute? Who's to say? It may have actually contributed. So, thank you to Lin-Manuel Miranda for the hobby that is ruining my knees. Anyway, anything you want to see going forward? Did you watch the stuff for the next episode, or did you stop at the credits? I stopped at the credits, so I don't know what the preview is.
I did, but I couldn't piece a lot of it together. Just mainly because it's been so long since I've read the book.
Yeah.
That I'm like, wait, what's happening next?
Well, and I think, and perhaps this is controversial, The next bit in the book didn't stick out to me, but episode 4 is one of my favorite episodes.
Okay.
I think the 3, 4, 5 run, like 3, 4, 5, is like the best part of the season. So not to downplay like 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8 is also good, but like the 3, 4, 5 is like so good. Well, we are both very tired. So that is all for this week. We'll be back next time with episode 4, which I believe is called I Plunge to My Death. What was this one called? I didn't even pay attention.
Well, we visit the Garden Gnome Emporium.
Ah, yes. Yes, yes. Fantastic. And hey, we're almost halfway done with the season. That's crazy.
Craziness.
All right, we will catch you next time.
Hi, thanks for listening. As always, you can find us on whatever social media platform you prefer at DemigodDebutPod, or feel free to send us an email to demigoddebut@gmail.com. If you like this podcast, please leave us a rating or review wherever it is you are listening. We'll see you next time. Bye!